Number one, I'm opposed to the murder of unborn babies being legal. Number two, I'm opposed to our wasting our military in the Middle East on behalf of Zionist Israel.
All right, well, let me just tell you that Israel is a very, very important ally of the United States, and we are going to protect them 100%. 100%.
He makes that deal, Israel maybe won't exist very long. It's a disaster, and we have to protect Israel.
I will totally protect Israel. They've been let down badly by the Obama administration. Israel will be very secure. If I win this election, believe me, Israel will be very, very secure. What Obama has done to Israel is a disgrace. How they even talk to us is hard to believe. But Israel, and how they talk to Obama. You know, I have friends, they support Obama. I said, how do you do it? It's almost like they do it out of habit.
Trump או הילרי?
אולי טראמפ קצת יותר, כי הוא נגד מוסלמים.
אוקיי. למה את חושבת שזה טוב? למה זה טוב?
צריך לעצור את המוסלמים, שלא יתקדמו בעולם. הם עושים הרס לכל העולם.
President-elect Trump, my friend, congratulations on being elected President of the United States of America. You are a great friend of Israel. Over the years, you've expressed your support consistently, and I deeply appreciate it. I look forward to working with you to advance security, prosperity, and peace.
I say, if I were a Jew, I'd be a Zionist. I am a Zionist. You don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist. I am a Zionist. You don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Do you feel like President Obama has been trying to undermine you at all in some of the last-minute actions he's taken?
Well, I spoke to him yesterday. He's been very nice on the phone. We have a very good relationship. Look, we have to protect Israel. Israel, to me, is very, very important. We have to protect Israel. And I disagree with what he's done.
Well, meantime, President-elect Donald Trump is criticizing the current White House administration's approach and jumped to Israel's defense, tweeting, "We cannot continue to let Israel be treated with such total disdain and disrespect. They used to have a great friend in the U.S., but not anymore. And the beginning of the end was the horrible Iran deal. And now this. Stay strong, Israel. January 20th is fast approaching."
At 20 minutes past the hour, 14 arms went up in the air. That of the US ambassador stayed down, but to an unusual round of applause, Resolution 2334 was passed. Just before the vote, Samantha Power was seen ushering the Israeli ambassador into a room adjacent to the council chamber. It appears she wanted to inform him in privacy of the rare US decision to withhold its veto. Foreknowledge that did not temper the Israeli reaction.
By voting yes in favor of this resolution, you have in fact voted no. You voted no to negotiations. You voted no to progress and a chance for better lives for Israelis and Palestinians. And you voted no to the possibility of peace. You voted no to negotiations. You voted no to progress and a chance for better lives for Israelis and Palestinians. And you voted no to the possibility of peace.
The Office of Palestinian Prime Minister Rami Hamdallah accused the Israeli regime of waging a water war against Palestinians. It also described Israel's manipulation of water supplies as inhumane and outrageous. This after Tel Aviv stopped providing water to the entire governorate of Jenin, several Nablus villages, and the city of Salfit. The move has left tens of thousands of fasting Palestinians in desperate need of water during the holy month of Ramadan. Israelis, including settlers, use 5 times more water than Palestinians in the occupied West Bank.
The taps in Hamid Mohammi's home are there more as a sign of hope. There's been no water through them for 5 long months.
The municipality does not give us water as they should. Water comes through our pipes twice a year.
An hour's drive north, and Oded Davidi starts another day in the office. The mayor of the Efrat settlement has lots on his mind, but not a lack of water.
We have one big water tank which supplies water also to both the Arab villages, which are on the other side of the security fence, but basically they get their water supply from the water tank of Efrat.
More than 300,000 Palestinians across the West Bank are not connected to a water network, according to Palestinian human rights groups. Israeli officials say the number is less than half that. Since the 1967 occupation, all water resources are exclusively in Israeli hands.
Badran Jabba's fields lie right beneath the illegal Jewish settlement of Kiryat Arba. There doesn't appear to be any restrictions on water use here, a row of greenhouses where the settlers are growing crops. Palestinian farmers in the area believe Israel is depriving them of water to force them off their land, so that the settlement can expand. And they appear to have a point. This is the Israeli water mains for the whole region, state-of-the-art and well-maintained. Across the road is the local connection for the Palestinians of Al-Baqa village, rusty and with a smashed gauge.
We're facing a very serious drought situation in the country, and this is exacerbated by the water theft. This phenomenon is whereby people actually tap into the main pipelines, steal water to use it for agricultural purposes, or actually sell this water to households. We are doing it in order to prevent the situation where water is lost through the system and people don't get water in the Palestinian towns and villages.
2016 has been a tough year for most Palestinians living under the Israeli blockade in the Gaza Strip. The tiny coastal region has been under an Israeli blockade since 2007, causing a sharp decline in the standards of living for the impoverished population. People struggle due to lack of electricity and fuel, as well as cooking and heating gas. The Israeli regime has also waged 3 wars on the Palestinian territory since 2008 and still hampers the rebuilding efforts, leaving thousands of internally displaced persons without proper shelter.
2016 is the worst year in almost a decade under this hermetic blockade. All aspects of life have been negatively affected by it, and people's living conditions have deteriorated this year, especially internally displaced families.
They don't know how to treat me here. If I leave Gaza, I can get help. But if I don't, they'll amputate my leg. This is the only one I have. I need to keep it.
Doctors are hoping to send her to Israel or the Palestinian-administered West Bank for treatment. Israel's 9-year-long siege of Gaza means Israeli permission is needed for any Palestinian to leave. Even the most urgent trauma cases take a minimum of 6 days to get Israeli clearance.
Strong on Israel. I think Israel's been treated very, very unfairly by a lot of different people. You look at resolutions in the United Nations, you take a look at what's happened. They're up for 20 reprimands, and other nations that are horrible places that treat people horribly haven't even been reprimanded.
You don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist.
We have some commonalities in that you see Christians being persecuted across the world. You see that with the Jewish faith as well. You see Christians being persecuted across the world. You see that with the Jewish faith as well. And so I think it's important to make those stories public and to help bring people together on that.
1, 2, 3. Very good.
Oh, David, they got you up the stage. Oh. Got you up the stage? Well, we've been giving you a lot of honors, and we're going to do a biggie. You're coming.
Oh, I'm coming in. I'm coming in. How are you? It's so great. And thank you, and I love you guys so much. And thank you. All the texts. So lovely.
Donald Trump and his beautiful wife are here now, and you are the honoree for tonight's Liberty Award, which is huge. And your daughter is about to present that award to you. You have made outstanding contributions in U.S.-Israeli relations. And Ivanka, I'd like you to come up and present that award to your father.
Donald Trump, please come up.
State tycoon to join a growing list of magnates buying a piece of the Holy Land.
I would absolutely love to build a tower in Israel. Where? I think Tel Aviv is a tremendous city. I think for a hotel, Jerusalem, but Jerusalem is a little bit challenging to find a site because it's the preservation and it's so built up.
Despite her very public upbringing and her family's assets, Ivanka insists she wasn't just a rich kid.
People often assume that at the age of 12 we were given a limitless credit card in which we could go buy the latest, Parisian fashions, and that's a funny concept to me because I think even today, I'm too cheap to do that. Now's the time to buy in the U.S. Prices are down. There's been a general plateau, but they're going to go right back up again. So now is a real...
Trying to sell me something?
Exactly.
I don't think I can afford it right now.
Well, you can
okay,
because the shekel's never been so strong and the dollar is so weak.
I want to thank my Jewish daughter. I have a Jewish daughter. You just like me because my daughter happens to be Jewish, right? My daughter Ivanka is about to have a beautiful Jewish baby.
To a Jew.
That's true.
She became a Jew.
That's true.
Now, what the...
You hear the disappointment.
Well, you know what?
I hear disappointment.
No, because he's a great guy.
Did you wear...
He's a great guy, and it wouldn't matter. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but he's a great guy.
Did you wear a yarmulke, the Jewish hat, at the ceremony?
No.
Wow.
Well, it's not a big deal.
It was a Jewish ceremony.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. In fact, it's possible that one did slip on my head for a little while.
Okay with the religious thing?
Yeah, I think it's great.
But you're a guy who's a country club guy. You know how they talk in the back room.
You're used to banning these people.
I mean, back in the day, we could ban Jews from the club, and now all of a sudden we're married to one.
Right, and I have all these clubs, and she can't work on Saturday, right?
Jared is perceived right now as a very, very powerful man in the land.
He's Trump's golden boy.
Yes.
Journalist and author Vicky Ward has known Jared Kushner and Donald Trump for many years.
Only one person tells Donald what to do, and that is Donald Trump. Bottom line. But I think after that, it is his children, certainly Ivanka. And Jared, I mean, I did actually speak to Donald Trump on Friday, and he told me how incredibly brilliant he thinks Jared is. He called him my son, not even son-in-law, my son.
We went to find Jared Kushner to ask him what his plans were. Walk into the office at 666. We went to find Jared Kushner to ask him what his plans were. Walk into the office at 666 Fifth Avenue with his parents he was offering no with his parents, he was offering no clues.
Mr. Kushner, do you think you're going to get a job in the White House?
Have a good day. Thank you.
You're going to get a job in the White House, you think? Charles, do you think he's going to get a job in the White House?
The disarming smile gave nothing away.
Jared Kushner is now inside his company headquarters with his parents for their regular Tuesday business meeting. Just like the Trumps, this is very much a family affair. It's all about loyalty and sticking together.
Jared Kushner's fortune, like Trump's, comes from real estate. His company's headquarters are just across the road from his father-in-law's.
They used targeting. They found a way to get people on Facebook and Twitter. They were going from $8,000 a day selling hats and stickers on the site to $80,000 a day. And that gave them money to help run the marketing, but also it turned all these people into walking Trump billboards wearing all the gear. So that was just one thing. Then they evolved into this 100-person secret data center down in San Antonio, and they had data do everything. Data determined his schedule, his rallies, even what he spoke about in the rally. 100-person secret data center down in San Antonio, and they had data do everything. Data determined his schedule, his rallies, even what he spoke about in the rallies. So they knew.
Even what he spoke about at the rally.
Yes.
So to us, it seems like, oh, here he goes. We know we're used to this cul-de-sac or that.
Yep.
You're saying this was driven by a team of 100 people in a secret warehouse.
Yep, and they tweak the speeches, and then they use TV. Instead of just saying, like, oh, I want to buy, 100 points in Philadelphia, they say, we know that people that watch NCIS or care about Obamacare, let's run a commercial for that. And they found a way to kind of micro-target television.
Wow.
Welcome to the world of Lucent Technologies. We were born out of the AT&T legacy of leadership in communications. Our business reaches out to a world demanding better quality communications every day.
So what's your company's name?
My name is Jeremy de Klerk. I work for TikiTag. TikiTag is an Alcatel-Lucent venture, and we're based in Belgium, in Europe. And TikiTag actually is makes it possible for anyone to create his own Internet of Things. So it allows you to link tangible objects, any-day tangible objects, to online content, online applications.
Oh, wow. And is that what it is right there?
That's what it is.
Okay.
I'll give you a few examples.
Okay, please.
First example, we've integrated TikiTag with Last.fm, which is an online radio that learns you about new artists that are related to the things you like.
Yeah.
So I put a little sticker, which is an RFID tag. It has a little chip inside. I stick that to my CD, and every time I put it on the reader, it'll open a website and play a song of an artist that is related to this CD. So this is how I learn about new music.
Met een aantal variaties. Bijvoorbeeld inschrijvingen kan u dan herhaling. Ik zeg u, mijn zoon is 2 jaar, ik kan niet doen, maar ik heb dat niet naar de controle.
Carly Figurina.
You're right.
Carly Figurina, I watched her debate yesterday.
I tell people.
She put our company, Lucent Technology, in the ground.
Carly Fiorina.
We were
Why
forced
say
to
it again?
retire.
Because people might as well hear it. I mean, people have to learn. I thought I'd wait a couple of days before I expose her business failure. But honestly, it's so ridiculous. Go ahead, tell me.
Our stock, I invested in my stock. I worked for the company for 37 years.
And that was
I
Lucent.
Forced to retire.
Lucent.
Yes, Lucent.
And headed up by who?
Well, Carly.
That's right.
Okay,
That
Carly.
was before Hewlett-Packard.
Before Hewlett-Packard, I was buying stock to put into my retirement at $87 a share. When I was forced to retire almost 15, 16 years ago, my stock wasn't worth 25 cents. I lost almost $500,000. That's what I planned on retiring, and I got nothing.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Carly thing is sort of amazing because a lot of people don't get it. And then everyone's saying she made a good speech yesterday. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. But at some point, people are going to see, and I think it's going to be a very big roadblock.
Technology. Right here, right now. Lucent Technologies. We make the things that make communications work.
Jared Kushner is now inside his company headquarters with his parents for their regular Tuesday business meeting. Just like the Trumps, this is very much a family affair. It's all about loyalty and sticking together.
Jared Kushner's fortune, like Trump's, comes from real estate. His company's headquarters are just across the road from his father-in-law's. Both families were outsiders to the Manhattan big time. The Kushners are from this small town in New Jersey. Jared's grandparents were Holocaust survivors. A local school proudly bears their name. But the family name was tarnished 12 years ago in a scandal involving Jared's father. Amid a family feud, he was sent to jail for tax evasion and witness tampering. He'd hired a prostitute for his brother-in-law and had him secretly filmed as he tried to stop him speaking to prosecutors. Just 24, Jared found himself running the family business and ambitiously then bought one of the city's newspapers.
And it was a really big embarrassment when his father went to jail. Quite interestingly, he doubled down, and I think buying the New York Observer was part of that. So it said, not only am I not embarrassed to be a Kushner, I'm going to be a part of the establishment. He needed to rehabilitate the Kushner brand.
The man who prosecuted Jared Kushner's father, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, was recently ousted from Trump's transition team. Amid claims of revenge, Jared insists he wasn't involved in any way. President-elect raised eyebrows when he suggested his son-in-law could broker Middle East peace.
I love Israel. I'm very pro-Israel. I would love to see a deal be made between Israel and the Palestinians. It's probably the hardest negotiation there is. Great negotiators have tried and they failed. It's just so deep-seated, the hatred, the level of distrust, but I'm going to give it an awfully good shot. I want to remain as neutral as possible because if you're not somewhat neutral, the other side is never going to do it. But just remember, Israel, I love you. We're going to see if we can get something done. It has to be done for both sides. It cannot continue to be the way it is.
Behind the movie, the future, as foretold by the Bible, has come to pass.
This marks the beginning of the rise of the Antichrist.
So small, so easily manipulated.
And he will confirm a covenant with the many for 7 years.
This marks the beginning of our 7 years of peace.
The end-time prophecy has begun.
The whole world will feel sympathy and love for me. They will follow me wherever I lead them.
So I said, yes, I'm here. I'm not making speeches. I'm just going to say thank you all very much. It's a tremendous honor. We love Israel. We will fight for Israel 100%, 1,000%. It will be there forever. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.